get back. So 5th fret, A, power chord, and this is your intro. It's basically 4 bars of A with a G, D on the end of it. Easy enough. And then the verse, we're getting into 5th fret A with a little bit of a shuffle, Chuck Berry pattern. So it's got 2 bars of A. If you notice, I'm doing a bit of a bounce. So that means the fingers are hopping a little bit. You just release the pressure, and this hand can flick a little. And then it slides up to 10th fret D for 1 bar, and then goes to this great lick, which is up at, you're at a 10th fret A on the 2nd string, but it leads in from the 11th fret of the 3rd string. And then you get this nice little compound bend. That means you're bending at the 12th fret B, and then holding the 12th fret E with your 4th finger, and then releasing it. So the whole lick would be kind of like, no. But a lot of times this is John Lennon's part in the song. That's what this video is about, John Lennon, or Jay. A lot of times he leaves out the last note. So, yeah, you can do it whatever. Nice little lick. So the whole first verse is just this pattern twice. Then you get into the first chorus, which is it's the same chords as the verse. The whole song is kind of the same: 2 bars of A, 1 bar of D, then a bar of A, and then sometimes a G, D at the end of it. So the chorus part for Lennon is you're sliding into the 9th fret, doing a pentatonic thing. It's almost like this pentatonic pattern. You're sliding into 9, 7, 9, 7. And then you go to this really nice A7 chord. Now that it's the same shape as a lot of us know as D7. But yeah, you move that around, it's D7, E7, F7, G7, A7. And that's, a lot of people know that as the Robert Johnson A chord. That kind of thing. But yeah, it's surprising that John Lennon knows that chord. So I'll do that at half speed. Then the song goes to D, and he does the same lead in, but then goes to a version of D7 for the ending. So there you can just bar the 7th fret and add that finger. And that is definitely a go-to John Lennon chord. Like, he does a lot of that in, like, whatever that. But anyway, that part is, and so your chorus is pretty much those 2 pieces. And in the middle, if you want to throw in one of those, nobody's going to complain. They're going to be okay with it. Cool. So that gets us to the first solo, which is in the same position as that earlier lick. And it's just mirroring the vocal melody. So that's 11, then 10, 10, 10, 12, bend on 12, compound bend with the pinky, and then the next phrase is in this kind of D pentatonic, but it's kind of the same as he's doing in the chorus, but up a string. So and then shifting right down to minor pentatonic. So that is another just excellent lick. And you could use that to make all kinds of stuff out of. It's just a lot of utility there. So your first line of your solo is and you can give that a nice gradual bend, and then you can even throw one of these in after it. I mean, why not enjoy life, right? Then the second line is kind of the same. But then it has this fantastic lick after it that goes. While you're in this box, you do just do this weird lick that you bend on the 7th on the 2nd string, and then go to the 5th, and then to the 7th fret of the D string to the 5th fret of the G. So you get. It's totally weird. I think it's the timing of it that just seems weird. And he's playing pretty out of tune and kind of not totally controlled, so it sounds really, really out. And then the tail is kind of more normal. And that lick is no accident. He uses it a couple other times in the song, so it's pretty. It's the best. So yeah, I love John Lennon on guitar. It's beautiful, man. Okay, so then you get into the second chorus where it gets simplified because he's singing backup vocals, and this is a live, live off the floor version. This is the version off of the Let It Be album where it has them talking. It kind of cuts off at the end and it has them talking. Or it has Johnny Lennon say, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the group, and all this stuff. So it's just a simplified chorus. And that's the whole part. but you can throw in just to live life. Get back, get back. All right, on to page 2, which I just dropped on the floor. So here we go into, oh yeah, this is the ending of the chorus. So what I did here is put in some of the keyboard, and you may want to just, so you could either go get back, get back, get back to where you once belong, and just land on a D. But you could also put in the keyboard lick from Billy Preston, which is kind of like, oh, get back, Joe. You know, so that's, these are your sixths. So you're on the, you're sliding into the 7th fret of the 4th string, and then to the 7th fret of the 2nd string. And then same fingering, same interval on the 5th fret, and then the 4th fret of the 4th string, and the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And that's part of the Billy Preston Wurlitzer part or whatever. But put that in the guitar. Get back to where you once belong. Get back to where you once belong. Get back, Joe. So then it goes into the, the piano solo, the next one. So I would suggest just improvise that, and basically just use the same framework as you had for the first solo, but just dick around with it. You know, just kind of like, have fun. And then that gets you to the second verse, which is kind of the same as the first, but with a few little twists. So the main twist is he recycles that lick that I was talking about being so great. So that gets plugged into the verse pattern. I kind of messed that up. And then the second half of the verse. And then into the second chorus. Get back. Get back to where you once belong. Get back to where you once belong. And then into the actual second guitar solo by Johnny Lennon, which is, I'm calling it the double picked solo. Everything just gets double picked. So it means like where you would normally just play one note, you're doing a down up. Three down ups. Then right into this thing again. So that's the third time that's happened in the song. And then the second time he gets to this part, he's hitting both notes at once. Now I'm doing it like this, but it could be very well he's doing some crazy fingering, because when you hear the record, it's kind of like, it's out of tune and kind of janky. But, and then the tail of this is fantastic. You got, so he's kind of doing 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and then he kind of repeats the rhythm of lick up here. So it's, yeah, nice little development, and then the song closes on a chorus. And then I'm putting in this again. And that's the ending of the song. And then I know other versions it picks back up into that vamp again, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Let It Be album version, man. So okay, later.